What is up, everybody out there? How y'all doing? Artist of Strong Style here to give you another deck profile. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one because, yeah, it is pretty much a kaiju deck. Now, you've seen before how I've done the kaijus. I've put in kaijus in some decks. This one is going to be pure kaiju. Now, you've seen the other kaijus I've played? I don't depend on their effects. This one, you are going to depend on the effects of using the kaijus. So, it's just a 40 card deck. Fun deck. Because, yeah, like always, every single deck I do, I am not playing any of those damn cards. Because I've seen a lot of course, kaiju players or whatever deck you're going to be playing, they will use those competitive cards. Of course, like I always say, Ash Blossom, that's like the number one thing. Infinite Permanence, that's another thing. If I'm saying it wrong, that trap card, I'm sorry, but yeah, you basically know what trap card I'm talking about. You're talking about those. You're talking about Ivek Valish. You're talking about Ghost Ogres. Any cards like those, or even the Forbidden Droplet. Those cards I will not play. Well, I think Forbidden Droplet I did play, but that was an exception just because I needed to do that with the Shiranais. Or the zombies, just because I needed to take some cards from my hand, send it back to the graveyard, so I would have plays of making the zombie deck. But yeah, any other cards like that, no, I will not put in. So, kaijus, it's a bit different, because yeah, you're depending on their effects. And each one has a special an effect. And then of course there are other cards in here because kaijus, you depend on going second. It's a second card deck. What you want to do is go on your second turn, because you need monsters so you can put the kaijus on opponent's monsters. If you don't, then you're stuck. But hopefully, which I have in here, some other cards in here that could possibly help you, or just have some monsters out. So you're gonna go with 3 Gameciel. Gameciel kaiju. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field and attack position by attributing one monster you control, which, yeah, you are giving your opponent kaijus. And you've seen the way I've done it, of giving my opponent a kaiju. Now, of course, when you know the number one thing about kaijus, give your opponent the lowest kaiju attack compared to yourself with the highest attack. This one, no, you're going to depend on having Gameciel. Even if it's the lowest attack, you're going to depend on it, because now you're going to depend on the effect of what the kaijus do. So Gameciel is, you can only control one kaiju. We know that rule also. You can only control one. Even if this is a pure kaiju, just be careful because you can only have one on the field. Now, this is how kaijus work. You can only control one kaiju monster. Only one. Now, to play their effects, you need counters on any other way on your field, which you do, which is, I'm going to show you, and this is how you play the effects. You have to play by the effects of using counters. Now, this is how it goes. Quick effect. You can remove 2 kaiju counters from anywhere on the field to negate the activation of a card, and if you do, banish that card. This is why Gameciel is considered like this Gameciel kaiju is the most powerful one out of all. It may be the lowest attack, but it's the most powerful effect. So 3 Gameciel. Now you're gonna go with 3 of the Mad Flame. Mad Flame is, of course, all the kaijus, we know that all the kaijus have the effect. No other kaijus have the effect of, giving your opponent a kaiju, give yourself a kaiju. That's just the simplest one, but the effects is what you're gonna depend on. So Mad Flame, you can remove 3 kaiju counters from anywhere on the field Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Now, if you activate that effect, you just cannot declare an attack with this kaiju. So it's almost like Blue Eye's alternative White Dragon. If you're going to do the counter of destroying a card on the field, you just cannot attack with that monster. It's almost the same thing with Mad Flame. If you want to do the effect of doing destruction on your opponent's monsters, you just cannot declare an attack. Now you go with the Star Destroying Kaiju. I'll put it right there so you guys can see. Yeah, these may be the highest attackers, but like I told you with Gamma Seal, that's like the most powerful effect for banishing. Star Destroying Kaiju. And yeah, all of them have different ways. So Gamma Seal requires removing 2 counters. Mad Flame and Star Destroying Kaiju depend on also 3 counters. This is how Star Destroying works. Remove 3 counters from anywhere on the field. Negate an effect, and if you do, destroy 1 card on the field. Lightning Strike. Remove 3 counters as well. You must use 3. Anywhere on the field. You can attack 3 times as long as you're attacking opponent's monsters. You cannot go direct attack, because that'd be pretty broken. So, Lightning Strike is depending on using 3. Destroying monsters, not direct attack. You can attack 3 times. These are the weakest ones, but I would say, you got no choice but to, play kaijus. So, Mystery Dust. Now, okay, pretty much you saw right there, Mad Flame and Gamma Seal, I used 3 of. The rest is just 2 of. So, yeah, Star Destroying, Lightning Strike, Mystery Dust now. Now, here's the thing. You can only move, okay, once per turn, during either player's turn. You can move 3 as well, so 3. Anyone on the field. The attack and defense of all monsters become halved. And then just Sticky String. I'm not using the dark one, the Raiden, or any of the other kaijus. These are the main kaijus I'm just using. Alright. Here's how it goes. Remove 2. So this is by 2, just like Gamma Seal. Remove 2. Counters anywhere on the field until the next turn. Then next turn, that monsters cannot attack, and its effects are negated. Now, okay, here's a little difference also about the kaijus. Some of them do not have quick effects. Sticky String does not have a quick effect of playing the effect. Lightning Strike does not have a quick effect. Yeah, of course, they all have effects, but they're not quick effects. Mad Flame is not a quick effect. Then, Mystery Dust does not have a quick effect. Star Destroying has a quick effect. Gamma Seal has a quick effect. Remember, some of them have quick effects, some of them don't. Other than that, these are the kaijus. All of them have effects. Some of them are quick effects. And yeah, their effects are good. Now, what's not kaiju is, okay, Fairy Tail Luna. Now, okay, the reason why I use Fairy Tail Luna is because I love the effect of Fairy Tail Luna. So first off, when this card is normal summon, you can add 1 spellcaster monster with 1850 attack from your deck added to your hand. This is your only 1850. There are others, but I'm only using Fairy Tale Luna because once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can send one card with that monster's name from their deck or extra deck to the graveyard to negate that effect. Otherwise, that monster goes to the owner's hand. This is why I love about it when you play a kaiju. For example, if you're gonna give your opponent that Gamma Seal, and then you special summon. Now I'll summon out Lumina, since these are not normal summons. So Luna, I'll activate the effect of Luna. Target my kaiju. Target the kaiju Gamma Seal. My opponent must send away another Gamma Seal if they want to keep that on the field. And if they do not do that, goes to its owner's hand. Who owns this? I do. Back to my hand. Luna, back to my hand. They have no kaiju. Straight through attack. Unless my opponent had other monsters. Now here's the thing also. Fairy Tale Luna's effect. Also, if your opponent does throw away another monster to negate the effect, it does not mean Luna is destroyed. It just means it negates the effect of sending away a card right back to the owner's hand. And it can only be done once per turn on either player's turn. So even if my opponent just summoned out, I can play Luna's effect, I'll hit one of my opponent's monsters. They must send away another copy, or that monster goes back. That's what I love about Luna. It's not destroying it, it's just negating it. And that's what's so good about it when you play, kaiju, summon out Luna, I'll activate, hit the kaiju. And if my opponent's not playing kaijus, well, then that monster will come back to me. And that comes back to me. Unless, of course, those damn cards we know. Forget it. Then there's Thunder King Ryle. Interesting card. When that is on the field, neither player can summon cards. Well, neither player can add cards from the deck. So reinforcing the army doesn't work. Some of the effects of, they can be searchable. They just cannot. They cannot add it. Except only by drawing them. Here's another effect. When your opponent would special summon a monster, you can send this card tribute it to the graveyard, negate the attack. That's all it is. Anytime a special summon will be activated. Your choice whether you want to negate it or not. And then it will be destroyed. Grand Admiral Mole, Neospatian. What I love about him, low attack, but I love the effect. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return both this monster and the monster you attacked, goes right back to your hand without damage calculation. It does not even matter. You can even hit an Egyptian god. I'll attack Obelisk. Yeah, Obelisk is like a 4,000. It's 4,000. This is a 900. Obelisk goes back. This goes back. Without damage calculation, I don't take any damage. Think about it. If your opponent wants to attack it, go ahead, attack it. But that will card go back. My Grand Admiral Mole comes back. And I did not take any damage. Unless, of course, like I always say, those damn cards, you better hope they're not going to, hit the Grand Mole. That's what I love about Grand Mole. He's just a little monster right there. Hit the monster. Goes back. And then just, not that bad to use Gale. A Whirlwind. Even though if it's a tuner, I'm not tuning with this. I'm not going to synchro with this deck. But, okay, first off, this is only for like the Blackwings. If you control a Blackwing, you special summon them. But this is the reason why I would put this card in. Then, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That target, you can hit that target, it gets cut in half, and it's permanent. So even if you, For example, also, let's just say, let me get a monster for you guys. Alright then. Dark Magician Girl of the Dragon Knight. Okay, it's at 26, right? If I play Gale, I'll activate, place it on Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. It's 26. It gets cut in half. It is permanent. It does not go back. So the attack is cut in half, and it stays cut in half. Even if your Gale will be destroyed, it stays still half of the attack. So if it was cut in half, and it was not destroyed, my Gale's not destroyed, I can do it once again. It gets cut in half again. So twice you cut that monster in. So it's like, all right, turn 1. So activate, cut in half. If it's destroyed, still it stays because it's permanent. And then if it were to keep on going, cut it in half once again, it's cut in half a second time. It will not come back. And then if gone, okay, gone, still cut in half. It's permanent. Even if your Gale's gone, it's still permanent. Unless it's destroyed, Monster Reborn, okay, fine, then it goes back. That's what's so good about Gale. So, that's for the monsters. Let's go with the magic cards now. The field spell there is a field spell, and that's Kyoto Waterfront. This is for getting the counters. Kyoto Waterfront is the field spell for kaijus. Each time a card is sent from your field to the graveyard, you can place 1 kaiju counter. This is where you're going to get your kaiju counters. Each time 1 is sent away. Once per turn, while there are 3 or more kaiju counters on this card, you can add 1 kaiju monster from your deck to your graveyard. If this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can move 1 kaiju counter from it to have this on the field still. This is how it goes. Out of a maximum up to 5. Cannot be more. So, Kyoto Waterfront. This is the one to get your kaiju counters. And then remember, you can remove from play 3 to get a kaiju. Here's the big one right here for all kaijus. Interrupted kaiju slumber. All monsters are gone, including yours. Give your opponent a kaiju, give yourself a kaiju. Now, as well as also, the kaiju you bring out, that kaiju must attack. And if it's in the graveyard, you can move from play once per turn to get a kaiju from your deck, get it to your hand. This is what I mean by also with Fairy Tail Luna. So what I meant by the effect, also, okay, interrupt the kaiju slumber, get rid of all monsters, give your opponent a kaiju, give yourself a kaiju. That's just you haven't even normal summon. Okay, I'll summon out Luna. Activate the effect, hit my kaiju. Remember, your opponent has no monsters. Back to my hand, back to my hand, I have my kaiju right back. And declare an attack or whatever, and this your opponent has backfield. Two Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1, 2, 3 Book of Moons, and 1 Terraforming to help you to get your, of course, to get your Kyoto Waterfront. And then just for traps, Compulse, and Torrential Tribute. 40 card deck, simple, fun deck. Now here's another thing you just gotta watch out. When you have Kyoto Waterfront and you have counters, your opponent can also play the effects if they control. Like the quick effect. If you give your opponent the Gamma Seal and any other monster you possibly have, rather if it's Luna, Star Destroyer, whatever, just be careful because they can play the effects. Because it's quick play. So if you have this out, you give your opponent the Gamma Seal, and you have counters, they can play the counters. So on move 2, they can just activate. I'm going to play Kyoto Waterfront, remove 2, banish. Just be careful. And yeah, it's just a fun kaiju deck. It's cool what you can do. Yeah, get rid of your opponent's monsters, but it's fun when you do that. It's not like I'll play something and then it's just destroyed instantly. And then it was destroyed by, of course, we know those main damn cards that we hate so much. Well, I hate. People will possibly love it because they love playing it. But that's just me. Yeah, it's just a simple 40 card deck. No extra deck. None of those cards. I mean, I could, yeah, you know, like I've seen players, they put in trade-ins just because, yeah, you're putting out 8s. There's ways to, yeah, you can synchro with the deck. I mean, I am using a tuner, but the way I'm playing this, it's not synchroing. I've seen players, yeah, they've done, they don't even play this way. They just play, of course, simple, like, you know, the Kashtira, anything like that. No. So yeah, kaiju. Now it's depending on the effects. And then your helper is Kyoto Waterfront. So, yeah, there it is. Kaiju. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be showing a video for you guys on this deck. Because, yeah, every single deck I do, I would just love to show you also how the deck is played. So, I will be speaking to y'all later. Peace.